Hello, I'm so glad you want to make my me, or I guess my Akko. Usually, or I mean, I just started doing this today, so I guess not usually, but for like the first one I submitted, I would just do like, the numbers of how many times you need to do whatever. But Akko I made a bit more strange than my other one, or my first one, I suppose. So I figured it'd be easier just to make a video on it. And yes, I do have, I'm not sure if it's picking up, but I have the Little Witch Academia vinyls. And I do have one of them on right now if you are able to hear it. For her eyes, I picked this one at the bottom, and I'll reset them each time so I can like show you like how it looks normally and then what I change it to. So I just enlarge it by twice. By the way, I forgot how I did some of these, so I may have to try a couple times. For the eyelashes, let's see. Put you over here. Wrong way. I think that's about right. No bottom eyelashes. This? Where even is this? Oh, right. Okay, so. Enlarge this twice, I believe. Move it until it's over the eyes, or, it's not gonna be there, so I guess not, but. Okay, enlarge it a third. I'm as lost as you guys are right now, because it's been a couple days since I made this meme. Did I move it any? I don't believe I did, right? I'm like gonna have to relearn how to make this meme. I don't believe that's right, is it? I can't look at a photo of her to check. Closer in one? No? I'm gonna have to do this a couple times to see how it's supposed to be. I'm so sorry, this is just like a terrible guide. And I don't have anything to hold my phone up with, so I had to like put my jacket on backwards to manage this. Oh, I see. Okay, do this to the maximum. Oh, I guess that's just one. Largen. Don't know by how much, but we'll see. I think that's it. Okay. So you can rewind and see all the things I did again. Oh, great. Now it's you. I believe this is the side. It is. Okay, so let's turn this all the way. Or I guess to there, perhaps? We'll see. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's how you do that. And then for, I do this one. I think I flattened it a little bit and then just turned it to the side. Yeah, looks right. I don't like this track that much. I was hoping for the more peaceful ones. I didn't give her a nose. If you don't want to do this whole thing I did, I feel like this one works well. It might even look better than what I did. But unfortunately, you can't turn it a little bit to the side. So, yeah. I just used this mouth. Oh, sorry if it's blurring out. Ears, I just used that one. I don't think I did any of these, yeah. Oh, no, I did the little blush, and then I used this color, the first one for it. Oh, by the way, and then skin tone, I used this one. Hair color, I used this one right here. Don't believe I used any subcolors. No, I did not. Oh, yeah, and then I used this hair. But I believe there is another one if you want to use that instead that's a bit similar, if it's up here. Or, no, I think what I saw was just, yeah, someone put it right there instead. Yeah, so if you want that when you're looking face forward at her, you can do that, but I just went with this one because I'm usually looking all around my Miis, checking out what they're doing. This are my face paint. I put white underneath the eyes because if you don't, then, it's not white and then it just looks skin color and that just looks a bit strange. Oops. Yeah, there we go. For the hair, if you're not artistically inclined, this might be a little tough, but for a rundown, I suppose, how I do hair is I usually pick this one right here. And then I will block out the shape I want for the hair. This is going to be rougher, but you know, just like a general idea of what I mean, like how I do this. Or, you know, I don't do that yet, but like when I was starting doing a hair, this is kind of what I do. But of course, it's going to be in the color that, you know, her hair is. So, of course, this isn't black when I'm doing this. It'll be the color of her hair, which you can get it right here. By the way, make sure to turn on Pro Mode. So, I'll do something like that, and then I'll fill it in. You know what, I'll exit out of this, so yeah, it'll be fine. You know, yeah. Just imagine it's all the same color. And then I'll clean it up a bit. So I go in with the eraser. Either of these works. If I'm doing finer details, obviously this one. But in this stage, the very first one where I'm just blocking out the shapes, I'll usually use this one. And so, you know, I'll make it a bit cleaner and stuff. Whatever I need to do. Let me go back. And then once I have all my shapes out, I will go in with my shading color, which how I usually get my shading color is like, yeah, I go down and then a little bit to the right most of the times. I also, if you see this at the bottom that it's moving a bit, I'm not sure if that's obvious, but I will usually turn it, like click ZR once or twice, so, or, you know, depending on what color I'm doing, like maybe if it's a blue, I want a little, like, I want the shading to be a little purple. I just think it, like, looks nicer if I do a slightly different color, but either way, I'll go in and shade where I want it, like, hold on. It's usually, like, where there's kind of a different layer of the hair, like, if one part of the hair goes over another part or under it. Or I'll try to make this look like differentiated here. If there's, I can go in with examples of other me's. But yeah, no, I just try to do like a little shading, try to make it look nice or whatever. With this, the hair right here, how do I, hold on, sorry, I kind of have the sniffles. I don't know why. I don't usually get allergies. But I'll show you how I do this here. Sorry. What I do is oh, what? Why are you yellow? What? What? Oh. I don't know how I selected the wrong color. I usually use this third one because, you know, depending on how big the brush is, you can kind of see that, like, you know, between these two, sorry if it's, like, not focusing right, you know, this has, like, a lot more, you know, shading. I'm not sure what the right word is, sorry. So, yeah, I usually go on the third one. If I have the space to, if I don't have the space to, I won't bother up messing up the stuff I've already drawn. I'll just go in with the second one. But either way. I do something like this. I try to keep, like, a line between, you know, the shading and, like, I try to keep a little space right here. And then, usually, like, okay, let me, like, draw a little example. With, this a whole bunch of time, I like to do, like, a pattern kind of like this. Hold on, this is way too small to explain. Where it'll be thickest in the middle, and then it kind of thins out to the sides. Oh my gosh, this is my favorite track on the album. I believe this is when, Akko and Diane are racing. And then, you know, kind of like that, if that makes any sense, you know? And then for the hair strands, where it's like thinner, like for instance right here, what I like to do is, I try to make like kind of a spiky shape. It kind of depends on what shape the hair is, on how I do the strands. Like, I'll give you another example later for when I did one of my friend's characters. But I try to do something like that, or whatever. It's kind of like sunset shimmer. Sunset shimmer. But either way, back to this. Yeah, so I go back in with the normal brush. I usually do this one, but you can do whatever you want. And when it comes to like the lines, I try to, you know, keep the, whatchamacallit? I don't know, like the way it bends, if that makes any sense. I'm using the wrong color. But you also kind of have to, like, you don't have to listen to me, but I usually try to take into account how the hair is moving as well. So when it comes to this, I kind of ignore how I would want to do it and just kind of follow the hair instead. So whatever way the hair is going is how I'll do my line, you see? And then, sorry, I made this too thick. I wasn't really thinking. I was just kind of trying to show you. And then it'll be the thinnest up here. And then I usually try to make it a little thicker down here or so. Something sort of like that. And then I define the shapes of this, especially by making it spikier up top. I'm sure this is different than what it looked like originally, but it gives you an idea of what I was talking about. So yeah, something like that. And of course you can always make it longer if you want to, like so. And then, you know, go back in and whatever you want. But yeah, I do like my sides to be fuzzy. So, like, if I have to draw next to it or something, I usually go back over it with, you know, the fuzz. Or, additionally, like, let's say you draw too close to your line, and you're like, oh, well, I liked how I drew it already, so I don't want to go back over it, or, you know, just try again. I will do this, make another space between it, but, you know, I still want it to be fuzzy, so I'll go back into this, and then this may be too thick. Is this enough? Okay, well, yeah, I think this is what I do. I'll go back in with this brush and then go back over it again. But either way, okay. So quit. Return without changing the face paint. Yes, please, don't change the face paint. I don't want to draw that again. Okay, thank goodness. Right. How do I leave again? Sorry. Getting a bit distracted. Proceed. Oh yeah, apparently they have birthdays. I didn't actually know they really did. For a few other, oh yeah, I can also show you guys how to do Diana, and then I can also link this video for her. Oh shoot, I'm about to run out of time. Actually, next video.